heard that. Well, shit, said the urgent care technician over my limp, hungover body. That is one broken toe. Not exactly the words that you want to hear on what's supposed to be your first day on a new job, on a very successful television show shooting in Philadelphia, but to go back in time a little bit, despite the fact that I had a very exciting professional new venture starting that week, my brain was concerned with one thing only, that Valentine's Day was coming up. It was the first Valentine's Day that I was celebrating post-breakup from my long-term serially cheating partner, so I was very convinced to make this one the best commercialized bullshit holiday yet. I was seeing this really great new guy. He was the bartender at the bar that I was a regular at. We met one night and really hit it off. And we settled into this Monday night routine where I would come in and we'd flirt a little. I'd get some dinner and drinks. He would slide me the bill. There'd be nothing on the bill. Cha-ching. And then he would close up for the night. He would block out all the windows, light a candle, and we'd be the only two people left, and we would talk about life, mysteries of the universe, everything. All you'd need is an accordion player and two dogs eating spaghetti, and the vibes could not be more immaculate than that. But I was getting really nervous to ask him about what to do for Valentine's Day. Conversations with men, not always easy, but he had hinted to me that he had requested off specifically for Valentine's Day, so I'm like, that's my in, right? Okay. So Monday night rolls around, I have my cute little outfit on, everything's going as normal as it could be, but I hit the Cabernet a little bit harder than perhaps I would have normally, but let he who has never been anxious cast the first stone. So we're on the way back to my place. I lived around the corner, and my nerves were getting the best of me. So we're on our way back, and I just blurted out, so what's the plan for Valentine's Day? He meets me with a very perplexed look. That's not a question that you want to be met with a very perplexed look. And he said, well, I requested off. And I said, yeah, I know, so what are we doing? And he said, well, I'm spending it with my girlfriend. I think you might have the wrong impression of what this is. And granted that up until that point, I'd never heard of a girlfriend. I said, yeah, I think so. So after some back and forth, perhaps some voice raising, perhaps some tears on my part, he got very angry that I didn't read into the hints that he was giving me that he had a girlfriend. So he politely went through each of the red flags that I should have read into. It was like in the movies when the supervillain, like the protagonist is tied up and they go through their evil plan from start to finish. Like, I had never seen anybody do that in real life. It was really exciting. But as each red flag was explained to me, I started seeing red. And in a soap operatic fit of rage, I threw him out of my apartment. And like the telenovela star I felt like at the moment, I slammed the door behind him. Thank you. Well, story's not done yet. I through my Cabernet tears and mascara clumps, blinding me, I attempted to whirl up my staircase to go throw myself down on my bed and cry like the Disney princesses do. But in my attempt in doing so, I slipped and smacked face down on my staircase and promptly slid down the stairs. So after a few moments of sobbing in the fetal position, I scooped myself up and I felt a slight throbbing in my toe. But as the old adage goes, it's not, you'd know if it's broken, right? Because you'd be crying. And I figured I was crying for other reasons, so I figured it wasn't broken, right? So like the little engine that could, I scooped myself up and was ready to go to work the next day. Through a record-breaking snow blizzard, actually. So trudging through the snow on the way to my car, the slight throbbing in my toe had turned into like a full-on panging. I got into my car and I peeled off my sock and I peeled off my boot and was met with a very mangled purple toe. So consequently, that's how I ended up laying kind of like this while the x-ray technician was asking me very invasive questions like, What happened? What time was it? 2 a.m. Didn't you think to turn the lights on? I'll bet you'll remember to now, as I'm trying to answer emails. So while my ego and my medical bills might have been pretty irreparably burned, at least for about 5 months or so, I didn't burn a hole in my bar tab. So, thank you.